lesson 3-17C. This video starts with a data set, okay? And it's the data set that, unfortunately, I cut off the names. But what this data set is, it's the most popular cars car colors. And one of the whoever in the book, whoever they found this data from a car sales place, and they're the most popular car colors that were sold in 1 year. So someone got the lovely job of being able to mark each one of these. Okay, so if they sold a black car, they put a hash mark under black. Blue, they put a blue, whatever color. Okay, and this is the out of the total, this would almost be almost a percentage, only it's not a percentage, but it is the decimal equivalent of a percentage, if you will. So the first thing that we need to do is, because we have really small numbers, the first thing we should do is that we should round, okay, to the nearest hundredths, okay? Round to the nearest hundredth. Okay, now pause the video and take care of that and do it. Unfortunately, I won't be able to pause, so I'm just going to wait a little bit and twiddle my thumbs while you guys start rounding. All right, fifth graders, I believe I have twiddled my thumbs enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write the answers down, what you should have done. Okay, so black to the nearest hundredth is going to be 0.14. Blue, 6, look at the neighbor. 8 tells us to go up, so it's 0.17. Green, 2, look at the neighbor. It's going to go up to 0.13. Red, 1, look at the neighbor. 0.12. Silver, look at the neighbor. It's going to go to 0.18. White, look at the neighbor. 2 is going to go down, so it's going to be 0.16. And yellow, look at the neighbor. It's going to go up to 0.11. So hopefully, boys and girls, you get that part of that done. So my question for you is, looking at this table now, this is not a graph, this is a table. My question is, what is the most popular color? Okay. Second question is, what is the least popular? And I just realized I forgot the most in there. Okay, what is the least popular? And then finally, and this is a little bit more a more difficult question, if you were to add all of these up, what should the total be? Okay, what should the total be of all of them? And then the interesting question is why? Now, that's not something you're really going to be able to answer, because I'm not going to want you to just write all this, but I want you to be able to process that, and I'll tell you why in just a bit. So please pause the video and solve these problems. All right, hopefully you've paused the video, now you've restarted. When we talk about the most popular color, well, that's going to be the largest number. 0.14, 0.17, that's largest so far. 0.13, 0.17, so 0.12. 0.18, that's the largest. 0.16 is close. 0.11. It's going to be 0.18. And the most popular color is silver. Now, least popular, that's going to be the smallest value, the least value. So we know it's not silver. 0.17, 0.16, 0.14, 0.13, 0.12, 0.11. The least popular color is yellow. Now, here's the tricky question. If you add up all of these, what should the total be? Now, I kind of gave you a hint at the beginning of this problem when I said someone took time and they added up all the cars that were sold in 1 year. And what we have to do is we have to think of that. These are all a decimal, a part of the total number of cars. So if we add them all up, and technically it would be this and not this because we rounded here. If we added them all up, the grand total should be 1. And the reason why is because it's 1 total of the cars sold all year. And each one of these is a decimal part of it, a portion of that. Now, ideally, and we'll work on this later in the year, each of these would be converted to percentages. So this would be 14%. This would be 17%. This would be 13%, 12%, blah, blah, blah. And the total then would be 100%. Okay? But there's just a little bit of difference between the decimal and the percentage form of this. All right, we have one more thing to do on this, and you're going to be making a graph, so a bar graph. So why don't you take the bar graph cutout here, and glue that bad boy in here. And why don't you pause the video, take some time, and put this together, and then, restart the video. So, and check and see how you did. This is Mr. Winkleman twiddling his thumbs while he's waiting. All right, so now he believes everyone is done. So what he's going to do is, I'm talking about like I'm not even here. Let's make this graph, okay? So we're just going to start going down with black. Black was 1.4, so we're going to go, 0.14, which would be right here. Blue was 0.17, so you go almost to the top here. Green, 0.13. Red, 0.12. Yeah, silver, 0.18. White, 0.11. Oh, white is 0.16. I apologize. That's going to go up to here then. And then finally, white was 0.11, which is right there. All right, now notice it already had the title, it already had your scale and all that, and it had all your labels. So that should be what your graph should look like, or your bar graph should look like. And that's the end of video number 3. Final video hopefully will be a little bit shorter, but it will deal with something called a histograph.